I miss the old Kanye, straight from the gold Kanye. Chop up the soul Kanye, set on his goals Kanye. I hate the new Kanye, the bad mood Kanye, the always rude Kanye, spaz in the news Kanye.
Let's get into this. Hello everyone, welcome to the RWBY Radio Show podcast. My name's Moran. Today we have a special guest, the Floof artist. Floof, welcome to the show. So before I want to get started, I picked you up on Twitter, and I just want to say, what do you think of the Bowser-ette situation going on Twitter? I feel like it's an infection and virus that's caught onto my phone. It's a good infection. It's a good virus, but I want to hear, what do you think about it?
Well, it's just a resurgence of Rule 63, you know. If it exists, there's a gender-bent version of it. The Nintendo Direct, what is it, the crown shroom or whatever, that pretty much just set it all off. And then people are like, oh yeah, now we can make a gender bent of characters now and make them hot and shit. And I don't mind it. It's awesome.
I feel like
good shit.
I feel like the Tumblr crowd kind of came over to Twitter and just went ham. And now there's another one. There's like the one with King Boo and stuff like that.
Oh hell yeah! I think the Booette one is literally my favorite. I'm not big on Bowser.
Is it the tongue? Be honest.
No. Because a lot of the ones that I've seen are really cute, where she's just like hiding her face and stuff, being shy.
Okay.
I love that shit.
All right, but getting back on topic. Tell me about yourself. Tell me, what do you do? I guess on YouTube or something like that, or on Twitter.
I steal memes, I make cancerous videos, and I sleep. That's basically it. I don't really do too much, like, stuff. I really want to post more of my animation stuff that I've been doing for class, but I just don't have the time to properly edit it and upload it, so it's like, I start one thing, then I'm like, yeah, this is going to be great when I upload it. Then it's like 2 months later, and I forget that I'm supposed to upload it, and I haven't gotten back to like a lot of my stuff.
Yeah, you had that little animation of the tail waving back and forth, and that was really cool. Did someone make that for you?
I made that.
Oh, you made that yourself?
I drew it.
When did you get interested in animation?
Volume 2, where it was like, yeah, RWBY, it's a thing. If people that are, you know, quote unquote indie, they're not anymore, they're all corporate hacks now. But they, for a time I thought they were like, yeah, these guys are like an independent production, they're able to make their own show. This is kind of neat. It might be cringy, but it's kind of cool that they're able to do this in their time. And I was like, yeah, if they could do that, I could do that. And if I could do that, I could draw. So I started drawing. Well, I started drawing before that, but it was like, it really became more prominent, I guess, from that point.
For me, I can't draw for shit. I can color, semi-good. I still need to work about like shading and everything like that. But going onto YouTube, I look on your bio. It says you're a show critic, but mostly what I'm seeing is a white TV. Bio.
Oh my god!
Your YouTube bio. I went to the.
The Floof artist at YouTube. Okay.
Well, I looked into it, and it said you were a show critique, but mostly what I saw on your channel was YouTube poops.
Yes.
I
have no soul.
Have no soul. I wanted to say, have you made like any outsources or made any connections to other people in the YouTube poop community?
Nope. I'm just kind of like, actually, no wait, there is one time. It was when Cringe and the 8 Seals came out. Now, for those who don't know, it's a terrible show. Don't watch it. It's complete hot trash. The only good thing about it are the parodies of it. It's by, the original is by some dude named, like, Misty Crinexia, but the YTPs are the dankest and the best thing that have come from it.
Okay.
It's a thing.
It's a thing. I'll have to check it out after this. Moving on. Lately, you've been a RWBY critique with your, what was the series name? RWBY is Broken series, and you've also been doing like ship poster animation for the intro series. Can you walk us through that process? Either one.
I'll start with the animation stuff because that's easier to talk about. So what I would do with each intro is I would just watch the intro and then I would draw each scene out, but I would like do it in a way where I could just animate stuff really simply. And each one usually takes me like 2 days, 3 days to do, but that's just because it's a lot of scenes, a lot of coloring, a lot of boredom. For the faces and the expressions, I just pretty much went with whatever I felt like at the time. I don't care. There's no consistency. And there doesn't need to be because it's beautiful. But Blake in the Volume 4 intro edit, she's in the thumbnail too of the video. That was totally deliberate. Whereas like everything else is just kind of random shit. I don't care. That's my style with those. And I'll do one for Volume 6 in case anyone asks. I'll definitely do one when that comes out.
Yeah, you got some hungry fans, waiting for that Volume 6 intro edit. And we'll talk about that. I'm sorry. We'll talk about Volume 6 a little bit later. So the way you are labeled within the community is considered anti-RWBY. Like, you bash on it. People really don't like you bashing on it. Have you ever got like any feedback or backlash for holding that position of the show?
Oh, definitely. It's like I don't like the show because it just kind of fails at every level, especially Volume 5. They're like, yeah, we're an action show, so let's not do any action. Let's have all the characters in the room for 10 episodes doing nothing. And to the point that I even made a video making fun of the fact that they sit in a house in real time for 2 hours doing nothing, and that time is in the video. 2 hours 4 minutes is the perfect time, the actual physical time from them leaving Lionheart's office to Crow getting that phone call. Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
For people that like, I didn't really answer your question. For people that I don't know, they dislike me because I don't like RWBY. I think it's kind of dumb because people have different tastes, and what some people like, it might be bad, like the prequels, but prequels make good memes.
Hello there.
But RWBY's like so bad that the only good thing that can come out of it is making fun of it. I think
it's so bad. It's so bad it's good. It's like The Room.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her.
Oh no, it's not so bad it's good. It's so bad it's bad. But it's so bad that you could write better. Anyone could write better, I think. And
so you think the writing is the main problem of the show?
It definitely is. I mean, it's like these people are doing some pretty good animation, but the issue is that their animation's inconsistent and buggy and crap. They're able to pull off good animation when they need to, but they just, because of the fact that the direction's so shit, the writing's such shit, it just falls apart. It fails. It's like Crinexia. Nothing works. It's bad.
All right. What do you like most about being anti-RWBY?
Anti-RWBY? I think I'm more like, what's the word?
What are the
I'm more like anti-RT, really. I mean, they really screwed it up. They went like, oh yeah, this is an action show, but we're gonna have Miles Luna.
I'm not good at a lot of memory-related things. It's really, really bad.
Write a season where there is no action. I don't know. It's kind of... Wait, what was the question?
I'm not good at a lot of memory-related things.
The question was, what do you like most about being labeled anti-RWBY?
What do I like most about that?
Yeah, what are the pros?
The pros are you know that the show is bad because you've watched better shows that do the same things, but in other ways. I think the best thing you can possibly get out of it is that if you know that RWBY is a bad show, which it is, you can be like, yeah, You can learn how to see the inner workings of the show or other shows and be like, see what works, what doesn't work in a given context. It's pretty interesting stuff. It's why I like Utena and Evangelion so much. It's because they are able to do these things masterfully, whereas like, you know, Master of Ragnarok and Blessed of Ahanger, like, and RWBY suck, you know?
I feel you. Okay. What do you hate about being anti-RWBY? What is the negatives? Is it like,
negatives?
I know you mentioned backlash, but
the
you could say there's like
negatives
none.
You'll stay up late arguing with people over semantics, and it's just stupid and dumb. The other negatives are you'll have people be like, how can you possibly hate this show? You know, what is wrong with you? And you get these people that are just like, they don't understand that shows need to have stuff happen in them for them to be, you know, interesting.
Okay, you're breaking up a little bit, but like you said, shows need to have stuff that happens in them.
Yeah, shows need to have stuff that happen in them. Even if it's like Man with a Movie Camera, 1929 movie, where they just filmed random scenes, but they piece it together masterfully. Even things like that, they still are far more entertaining than something like RWBY, where your characters aren't doing anything.
I got you. Now, speaking of RWBY being terrible, which of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse is the worst? Would you say Bernie, the leader of RT, Miles, the writer, Carrie, the sideman, or Gray, the blocker?
Oh, it's Gray. It's definitely Gray.
Why would you say it's Gray?
Why is he the worst of the 4? Well, he's blocked me on Twitter for 1. But 2, he's
such a crime.
Well, he blocks anyone on Twitter, actually. Anyone who disagrees with RT or RWBY or anything. It's crazy. You just need to not even leave like a single comment, and he'll just auto block you. It's ridiculous. But more than that, he's writing Genlock, and from what I've seen, Genlock is going to be way worse than RWBY. And I had to do research to figure out what the show was about, besides, you know, oh, we have David Tennant, oh, we have Dakota Fanning. And it's just... Oh, we have
Michael B. Jordan.
So, oh, yeah, that dude, too.
How the fuck did they get Michael B. Jordan?
Apparently, from what I've researched, Michael B. Jordan's company is helping fund this show a bit. And he gets to be the main character. He's Julian Chase. He's the protagonist.
I hope he realizes it's not Creed and it isn't Black Panther.
Oh, it's definitely not. Genlock's supposed to be basically Mecha, the anime. You have, for those who don't know, because you probably don't know, the plot is humanity is on the brink of extinction, which is like every mecha anime ever. You have, what is it? They're in a global fight or war or something. Chase is on the good guy's side, and there's some bad guys, and they're fighting and stuff. And the good guys have to make a diverse team of pilots to beat the bad guys. And Gray says, yeah, this is, I'm gonna use 2016 politics as my means for theming in the show. And it's like, no, Gray, that's not what you do. Why are you destroying RT by moving all the fight animators onto Genlock? Why are you doing this? What does this serve? What's the point? I'm kind of ranting, but go ahead.
No, I like the ranting. What doesn't make sense to me is that, well, like you said, why is Gray moving all these animators? But I thought, like, is Gray like the leader of animation department and stuff like that? Or
I believe he is head of animation, and that's probably why he blocked me, because I said it was shit. His animation crap. It's not consistent. There's 2 ways you can go about it. You can animate your entire, scene in one go, and then cut it up however you want. Or you can animate your scene. If you have too much data, you can just cut it, but then you copy paste the coordinates of every model and stuff, and paste that. So the last frame of the shot is the first frame of the next shot. You can do that. But they don't do either of those things, and instead just animate completely new shots every time. It's fascinating. Because I'm at DigiPen, and at that school, they have animation like that. But their animation's consistent in every single shot, because they're able to make you best use of 3D animation. Whereas Gray and Rooster Teeth don't. It's really weird.
Yeah, what boggles my mind is that Genlock looks like a downgraded version of Halo, which I feel like Rooster Teeth just cannot get away from. It's like, oh, Halo was made us popular. We have to do something like Halo. So I see like these mech suits. I think Spartan armor. I see, laser guns and stuff like that. I think Halo. So it's like it's not copyright infringement, but
about the designs. One of the there's this doctor. His name's like Dr. Rufus or something. He's voiced by David Tennant. His robot assistant is a direct ripoff of Unit 01. No, Unit 02 from Okay. It doesn't help that he's admitted to, we're gonna straight up take designs from other anime. You can tell what anime our mechs are inspired by in this episode in the interview.
Let me get back on track. So, what got you noticed in the YouTube sphere? I noticed that you were on, what I noticed you from was the Nomad of Nowhere first episode where Fat Man had you on along with, I forgot who the other guy was, but that's where, you first made your appearance to me, but I want to know where you first got like a bunch of subscribers or a bunch of views and people started throwing your name around.
Probably RWBY is Broken, or what is it? Yeah, it's gotta be RWBY is Broken.
The intro series or the Broken series?
Pretty sure, well, the intro series definitely helped. That was shared by, what's his face? I mean, not what's his face. Murder Birds. He's a cool dude. He's nice. He's awesome. Go subscribe to Murder. He is a cool dude. Give him your support.
Ooh, you brought up a sore spot with me.
I'm sorry, but
no,
Murder to me is that he's a pretty nice dude. I met him at RDX. He's cool.
Oh, you met him at RTX. Okay. Well, on a personal level, I feel like he's a great guy. I just don't like his YouTube channel. I feel like he's over dramatic. I understand, stories can make you cry. I understand that. I just think he's a little over dramatic in front of the camera.
You just hate me because I'm black.
Where Fat Man is more along the lines of how you actually view it, in a sense. Which is why I value his critique and review as a higher opinion than, I guess, Murder Birds. Plus, Murder Birds made me go onto the RWBY Amino apps, and that place is hell.
Oh, I haven't heard about Amino, but I haven't been to Amino, but I've heard things about it, and
it's an authoritarian cesspit, I would say.
Authoritarian? I would just say it's just
totalitarian authoritarian.
I haven't seen it. I can't really tell what's going on because all I've been hearing is stuff other people are saying about it, so I can't really give you an honest opinion about it.
Alright, well, if you want to go down that rabbit hole, let me know. Let me know what you find. Some good.
No, I don't feel like it. I don't have the time to go on to RWBY Aminos and stuff like that.
A few more points I want to hit on before I let you go. What do you think of the RWBY games? Now, I don't know if you played any of them or not. I surely haven't. I'm not going to throw money at a half-finished game. But there's the first game they put out, Grim Eclipse.
I've only know of Grim Eclipse from Shammy's review. He's also a cool dude. Go subscribe to him. But it's pretty bad. It's like a hack and slash kind of thing. I'm not big on anything with RWBY, but it's kind of weird how they took kind of like a similar thing to Kingdom Hearts. I love that game. And they like made it worse. I don't know. It's not. Grim Eclipse sucks. Don't buy it.
So how does the story stack up? Well, about as well as a Jenga tower in a tumble dryer on the top floor of the World Trade Center during an earthquake. Poorly is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, well, the weird thing is that when I watched Shammy's review as well, and he hits on a bunch of amazing points, like the characters. It would serve better if the characters existed in a vacuum.
Every character's actions are retarded. Their motivations behind these actions are non-existent, and the four main characters don't even really talk to one another. Now, this is probably largely due to the fact that there are so many non-canonical character combinations that you can run, so the game doesn't know how to have the characters interact with one another without giving itself a fucking aneurysm.
It does not look polished.
Rooster Teeth, they don't understand a lot of things. It's really, really bizarre.
They don't understand feedback.
Yeah, no, it's not that, like, obviously everybody's just trying to help, but the thing that drives me crazy is how people will speak with such a matter of fact, I know everything tone. That's the thing that always drives me fucking crazy. There's like, because you'll get like, I learned to deal with this just on like video comments. People will make a comment, maybe it's like a criticism or something, and you go, oh, okay, yeah, that's a fair critique, but you don't want to listen to them because of the way they said it. And sometimes people will get in there and they'll talk exactly like they know how like the production process works. Like, oh, this is clearly why this was animated this way. It's like, motherfucker, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But the reason I fucking hate you is because you talk like you do and other stupid people listen to you. That's my biggest fucking problem with it. And
oh, yeah, he's
a mess. But the second thing is, besides for Grimmy Clips, Blue Blaze, on the other hand, well, not made by Rooster Teeth, but has RWBY characters in it, actually is
BlazBlue.
BlazBlue? Is it BlazBlue?
It's BlazBlue. I pronounce it BlazBlue, but that's because I'm a weeb.
Whatever.
Yeah, it looks cool, but I have not gotten any chance to play any of that kind of game. I don't have like those was it 2D side-scrolling fighting games? I don't really do that.
It got me interested because it felt like it was some sort of Injustice game where, you know, you pick your favorite character from, like, you know, a comic book, but in this case it's an anime. But what bothered me the most was the whole DLC controversy with half the teams being locked behind DLC. It got so much press that even game channels on YouTube like Young Yeah and Jim Sterling started making case about Blake Belladonna being locked behind a paywall.
I don't think it was the fact that, you know, Blake and Yang were behind the paywall. It was just the fact that they were doing paywalls not only for those two characters, but for like the other like 50% of the cast. It's like, why bother making a game, selling it for like $60, and then charging the people who spent that money just to get the game more money to be able to, you know, access half of it when, you know, the characters are all reused assets, except for, you know, Blake and Yang. It's criminal. It's ridiculous. DLC is stupid, and it should be. I honestly think DLC should be.
You should hang it from a noose.
Be illegal. Nigga, fuck you, pay me. But that's me being extreme. Definitely no microtransaction loot box bullshit.
Now, what's funny is that Mortal Kombat does that. They did that with Jason, the Predator, and I don't know if it was Hannibal Lecter. It was someone else. I don't know. But they did 3 characters who were locked behind DLC, and people paid for that. I just think it crosses the line when you have literally half the roster behind DLC. Oh, yeah. Now, if it's like a 99-cent DLC, I mean, that's scummy, but it's like a good... I'd pay for that. I'm pretty sure lots of people would pay for it if it was like 99 cents or something like that. You just want to rake in a little bit more, of course, but people are outraged about that. But what people are outraged a lot about is the new Rooster Teeth game involving the RWBY characters. I don't know, the Arcane Arena or something like that.
Oh, is that the Chinese mobile game?
It looks, I swear to God, it looks like Clash Royale had a retexture or a reskin.
It's Amity Arena, right?
Amity, it's Arena something. I forgot the name. I'll put the image on screen. But it looks like a straight ripoff of Clash Royale.
Huh. I think I've heard of it. I've seen a lot of comments about it, and
I'm surprised they're not getting like sued over it.
Adolaka has done he's posted some reviews of that sort of thing on his Twitter.
Shane's letter came out, and I think that was discussing, you know, Monty's, I guess, friend. I guess Shane. I don't know his connection very well, but his letter came out saying that they weren't following Monty's vision. They weren't following his steps. You know, after volume 3, they were going off his own path, and I guess this is like a source of outrage, but really, I think it's past the point. And I think I want to make this point clear if people actually see this, is that you can't keep using Monty's image for what's going in the future if he's already gone. I think his image and I think his view of RWBY ended mid-volume 3, or end of volume 3, or whatever you want to. You can claim it's 2, but whatever. His vision ended. now people are saying like, oh, you need to get outraged. You know, Muffin Man Dan made a video like, this is despicable. This is absolutely terrible. Rooster Teeth is doing this. And like,
one thing I must express is that Shane was the first person to call out that Rooster Teeth is not respecting Monty's legacy. See, reading more of what he has to say, you pick up that Rooster Teeth really isn't trying their hardest to live up to what Monty wanted. They didn't listen to what he said in the past. It's all corporate bullshit. It really does suck.
But yeah, Dan, can you not see why? They can't take inspiration from a dead man. And so, obviously, this is on Miles and Carrie's shoulders now, and of course Gray's. But I wanted your piece on this. What do you think? Do you think people still should be outraged that they're not following this dead man's motive 3 seasons in now? Or that we should just, like Monty, move on?
I think that, well, Shane's kind of, you know, there's a lot of emotional stuff behind it, but it's pretty obvious that RT can't follow Monty's stuff, but that's because, you know, Monty isn't there to, you know, tell him what to do. He's just kind of, well, he's dead, so he can't really do anything. I feel like there doesn't need to be an outrage, but there definitely needs to be a discussion about the show that that Miles and Carrie are just refusing to do. That the show's going to continue going downhill. They wanna railroad the show for this epic journey sort of thing. You know, get the 4 Dragon Balls to summon Shenron. Get the 4 not Dragon Ball maidens to get the Dragon Balls to summon the Shenron.
Now you mentioned discussion. What do you mean by that? You meant by like Miles and Carrie had to make a discussion or make a statement or something. What do you mean by that? They
should have an open discussion with like everyone about like what's really going on. But they're not going to do that, because if they do, they'd reveal themselves to be the hack frauds that they are, and they can't do that. That would damage their image. But I do feel like a discussion about, you know, the show, what their overall plan is for RWBY, things like that. They don't need to spoil anything, but
you can't ask that question.
4 questions. We want to try and answer as many as we can. So no asking for jobs, no super long-winded stories, no 37-part questions. Please, no bummers. We want to try and have fun and laugh and have a good time. So like no super downer questions, if you can handle that, and anything. No spoiler questions.
Yeah.
No, if your question starts with, so do you think we'll see... Just stop.
Busted a move.
Just a few ground rules. We are not going to answer spoiler questions. So please, for the love of God, don't ask them.
Yeah.
Bro, imagine paying like fucking $200 and then going to a place to ask one question and you get turned fucking down.
It's a cartoon. Don't give a shit about our work.
So my question is, how did John obtain Pyrrha's weapons after the fall of Beacon?
What was the question?
I said no bummers. I'm just
it's
kidding.
a cartoon!
It already happened.
Oh, that was the fucking worst thing.
I honestly should just go up to the stand, if I ever do, which I probably won't. Go up to the stand and say, this is a question for Gray, and he's like, it's okay, Gray, you can block me later on Twitter. And I'll be like, ask him like a spoiler question, and I'd probably get escorted out by by security and stuff like that. But it's really boggling my mind. Like, people are not deliberately trying to ask spoiler questions. Like, they're asking like, is Neo coming back, or are we going to see, you know, outfit changes and stuff like that? You can say yes and leave it be, and let the theorists go crazy. That only draws up more attention for the show. But they're like, no, we don't want to do a spoiler question.
No spoiler questions. Remind me that when I make when I actually start releasing episodes of Valhalla Fallen, which is a show that I'm working on, that I'll do interview stuff and I'll answer your shit.
I have a question. How old are you? No spoiler questions.
How old am I? I'm 22.
No spoiler questions. Yeah. I think the last point we're going to hit on, obviously, you could see this coming a mile away. Volume 6, Hopes and Dreams. What exactly do you want out of Volume 6? Of course, reasonably. What do you...
Fight scenes. What else?
No, that's gonna be dropped.
Fight scenes, but that's too. After Volume 5, those expectations are too high now. For Volume 6,
You can't have a fight scene. You'll get a talking scene. You will like it.
I think for Volume 6, what I'd really like is really like it if they not only just animated stuff the way it should be, but I doubt they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that at all. I want them to animate stuff correctly. I want them to not do stupid character things where they go out of their way in this really roundabout way to try to explain something instead of just condensing it down. Cut lines that don't need to be said. We don't need to hear about how the maidens are important 15 times over in the same conversation.
Don't you know it's tell, don't show? That's not Rooster Teeth's game. You're playing the wrong 3D chess, man.
It's... I don't know.
Now the question, they're heading to Atlas in Volume 6, is that correct?
Yes, they're taking, I believe, a ship, and it's gonna be...
I don't know,
they
might walk it. They might take another three volumes to walk their ass up to the North Pole.
No, I actually looked it up. They're taking this ship called the Argus Limited or something, and they're gonna be sitting on a boat.
Genlock reference.
Is that a Genlock reference?
I don't know. I'm just making fucking shit up.
No, it's just stupid. They're taking the relic to Atlas for some reason, and then when they get to Atlas, there's gonna be a big Grim, and there's gonna be Adam, and he's gonna get jobbed so hard.
I would like it if, and I know this is a little bit out there, but I would like it. You know, Atlas is it on an iceberg or like a frozen tundra?
It's like a frozen tundra from what they described, but we never got to see any 3D models of it. It's gonna be matte paintings again, like Mistral was.
You're gonna get 2D shit.
Yes.
But what in my mind is, I think Atlas is, if you take the red trailer and strip away all the trees and just throw a little castle right there, that's what I think Atlas should be, because that's like North Polish or something.
Oh yeah.
Now, what I would really like is that a demonstration of Elysium Force. So let's just say there's panic inside Atlas. You know, it attracts Grim, and the Grim are like crawling over the tundra, but Atlas has a way of dealing with them. I would like to see like some type of security defense or a show of force, some sort of interesting animation to hook you people instead of talking. Battle in the snow or something like that.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice. You know, have do like
using snowbanks as cover and stuff
Last
like that.
Jedi, but I was like, wait, no, that's a mistake. Don't do the Last Jedi.
No, don't worry. It's lemon.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
That snowy field thing was pretty cool, but like ultimately pointless. But it would be really cool to see like an ice battle where, you know, the chance of you slipping or something could actually play a vital role in the fight and stuff.
No, I'm
thinking
thinking
like utilizing that to get around enemies, you know, slide under them, you know, use them, fling the others into another, etc.
I would like it if the White Fang at some point in time in the next volume attacks Atlas along with Grim, and the soldiers are obviously using like snowbanks as like cover and stuff like that, kind of like Hoth from, you know, the Star Wars Battlefront or something like that. But Weiss can like manipulate the snow and like create tunnels or, you know, snow waves or whatever you call it, giving like Elysium troopers cover, also giving like cool like cinematic points or something like that, or like it would just be cool.
I think the problem with that though is that with Adam being jobbed in Volume 5, they were like, oh, the White Fang aren't gonna follow a leader who abandons his people. So I don't think the White Fang are gonna be a threat anymore. They're just gonna be
It's just Adam.
It's literally just Adam, yeah. He's definitely gonna show up in Volume 6 because they've been hyping him. And I say hype in quotes because, you know, he's a trash character now. I mean, he's always trash, but now he's like worthless because he got one shot in High Lake and then he Naruto ran away.
He didn't even get one shot. He got love tapped on the back.
he got the double whammy fist thing.
I would totally love it if Adam was like, I've been a victim of abuse. Me too. That'd be so fucking funny. He shows up to Atlas with like a Me Too pin on his jacket.
You know, RT wouldn't do that. He's a bad guy. He's a dude. He can't have him as part of the Me Too.
Alright, well, I answered all my questions. If you want to ask me anything, that's cool.
Well, I don't really have many questions to ask, but if you got some more left, by all means.
What would you like to do, but you can't?
Would I like to do, but I can't? On
your channel or on, any platform or something.
I would like to upload more, just because of the fact that I don't really have a lot of time to do anything, really, because this college just doesn't want me to have any free time. I was supposed to upload a video, for example, at the start of September, but I never got around to it. It's this Ozpin Oscar video. Basically another one of making fun of Ozpin possessing Oscar.
Is that like the gif of Ghostbusters?
Of Ozpin just like bursting out of Oscar's mouth? Yeah, that's part of the video.
That's gonna be funny. I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna watch it when you upload it.
If I upload it. I don't think I'll be able to upload it till like December, because it's just a lot of work.
Is it like already made, or is it still a work in progress?
I feel like I said I drew all the stuff, but that's kind of untrue. I drew all the stuff that I felt was like necessary, but now I look back and I'm like, oh wow, I could do this so much better. So I'm
Liar!
Scrapping a bunch of stuff. I don't. It's weird, because it's like you look at something and you're like, yeah, this is good for now, but then it's like a month later you look back at your art and you're like, oh, this is shit. It's really sad, but that's kind of how it's been.
I can't draw for Jack. This photo you're looking at, this isn't me. That's Gabriel C. Let's see what else. I could talk about the other anti-RWBY creators. Can you list? I know there's Fat Man Falling, Muffin Man Dan. I would consider a Vexed Viewer an anti-RWBY advocate. Who else would fall into that camp?
He's not really anti-RWBY. He's just anti-bad writing.
But like anyone else off the top of your head? I don't go on YouTube trying to look for there's no anti-RWBY category, but I'm trying to think.
Anti-RWBY. I would say we were kind of anti-RWBY, but that's just how a lot of people paint us. I just said earlier that I'm like anti-RT, but even that's kind of not really true. I just want them to change their ways so they can improve upon, their work. I want them to actually consider making quality content instead of just churning out shit after shit,
Well, you say anti-RT, I say anti-RWBY, and there's a reason why. I say anti-RWBY because I don't like where the show is going. There's a lot of things I could change to make it better, but I say anti-RWBY because it's just that show is bad. The rest of RT is good. I love $1 Million, but I love sometimes listening to the podcasts. I like other stuff. You could say Red versus Blue, but I wasn't watching Rooster Teeth in 2003, so you can't say I'm on that train. So you just don't like you don't like the RT people, but you think some of their other stuff is good.
I think a lot of stuff just could be improved upon. Not big on Miles or Carrie or definitely Gray, but Bernie's pretty cool. He wrote earlier seasons of RWBY, and they work. They're great. I love them. I don't understand why he ever thought it was a good idea to step down and let someone my age take the reins with no experience or anything as a writer. And so, yeah, it just doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
I don't know. I think just Bernie has made, like Miles, terrible decisions, and he needs to be checked up on. But he's the chief, so he can't really do that.
All right.
You can't check yourself. What do you think of the soundtrack of the RWBY? Do you think it should change? Do you think it's good? What would you add?
I would. The soundtrack isn't like that great. There's only really two kind of songs. There's the piano ones, and then there's the the somber piano. Then they also have just rock. That's the only two kinds of music that they have going, and it gets really repetitive. They use the same chord progressions. They use the same sort of things. They recycle a lot. Now, that doesn't mean Jeff is a bad composer or that Casey's a terrible singer. I just feel like they need to do more variety of things. They need to try more stuff. Otherwise, like, the soundtrack's just too repetitive and dull. And I feel like that dullness is kind of what helped with the backlash of Volume 5, because it's like you have no good songs, you have no good animation, you have no good story, and you have no action at all.
I feel like if the soundtrack needed to change, I would add hip-hop and rap. And here's why. Listening to hip-hop and rap, you get this aggressive feeling and aggressive tone. And I think that's what this show desperately needs. It has the setting, and it has characters who fit an aggressive type. The problem is the music just does not correlate with those characters. When Adam strolls up onto the scene, I want a piano playing. I want like a trap beat. I want like rap coming out when he's like slashing foes. I want a rap song would have been really good. Imagine playing Legend Has It by Run the Jewels for the Sienna short that came out a while ago. Just overlay it and take away the music and just add their voices and the sound effects, and it would be 10 times better. I guarantee it. But I wish they just do more of that. I wish they do more different stuff. And I think they're trying. Honestly, deep down, I think they are really trying. But it's not being expressed. It's not being shown, which is their biggest problem. And with that, we end the RWBY Radio Show broadcast. Thank you, Floof, again, for coming on out of your busy day. I hope to see you in the future, making great content, being on Fat Man again. And that is it. Thank you all for listening, and everyone, have a great day.